Hey, another one of these videos. Woo! Danganronpa, let's go. Yeah. I'm doing another Danganronpa video. Shocker. So I actually recorded this video once, believe it or not, and it just simply. Well, actually, maybe the issue is even persisting right now. My music was far too loud. I think it should be a lot better now. Let me know in the comments if the music is balanced. Yeah, music all over the place. For some reason, recording this video the first time, the music was so loud that I could not hear myself. I think it should be a lot better now, and I won't have to yell or do anything like that. Hopefully. So yeah, stick around for the end of the video. I'm gonna talk a little bit about future content. So yeah, all in all, let me also give the topic for the video, because if you read the title, you will know this is an execution tier list, and we are gonna add 2 categories. Let's leave one of them as a surprise. I'm gonna add one right here. This one will not be a surprise. This one's gonna be like black, and I don't know how that works. Criteria for this, for the record, it is just a tier list based off of whether or not I would be like, how I will be feeling if I was put up to the plate in each of these. So, you know, like, don't be coming at me being like, well, I liked how I personally really actually enjoyed and liked how Korekio's execution went. I think you should give it a higher rating. This is not about that. This is about whether or not it will be enjoyable to go through them. So take that as you will. We're gonna start with the first one. That's not that first one. First recording, I did the same thing. Technically, the first one is this. Jin Kirigiri. This is the first rocket launch. I already forgot what it was called. Liftoff? Launch off? I don't. It was something like that. I think it's liftoff. Regardless, this one is weird to think about when you really put your mind to it, because if you die on exiting the stratosphere, well, how does that work? How would you die on the exit of the stratosphere? You'd be dying upon a re-entry, right? If you're dying upon re-entry, then I don't know. This is really inappropriate music for me to be talking about someone perishing. But you know what? Fine. Yeah, I originally I placed it. I don't know how that works, because I don't know how you would die upon exiting the stratosphere, but I'm realizing that probably isn't what killed him. It's probably just the re-entry. He died due to re-entering the atmosphere and burning away at all his flesh and bones. The thing is, if that is the case, it probably isn't that bad, right? Because from what I remember reading, if you were in like a catastrophic rocket launch, that upon re-entry you probably have like 30 seconds before you just pass out due to lack of oxygen. I believe that's what I remember reading, and if that is the case, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Like, I don't know, if you were unconscious for most of it, like, and you just burned away without, thinking, I feel like that can't be that bad. He was a little sad on the skeleton, though. Maybe that's, like, if that means something, yeah, maybe you could rate it lower. Now, Leon, I feel like most people probably consider this to be one of the series' worst. Like, in terms of how bad it is. And I kind of concur with them. This one sucks. Getting pelted with, like, baseballs, like, I looked it up, and I believe it was, like, baseball machines, like pitching machines, go up to like 100 miles to 105 miles per hour. And if that is the case, you wouldn't die immediately regardless, because these things don't, there's not enough, they're not being fired fast enough, and it's not going fast. Well, it's not going fast enough and they're not big enough. So you probably will live it, which is the more unfortunate thing here, because you probably would prefer just going as quick as possible. You just had to tank that all, and it's just constant pain and agony, so F. Now you might be thinking I don't know how that works tier would only have like a character, but we'll get to the character who I think is the realist indicator of the category, but I think that the real person that I want to first put in there is Mondo. We're going in order if it wasn't obvious, but Mondo, I get it, what's happening, how that happened in real life though. I don't think you can be liquefied into butter if I threw you in a circular spherical cage with electricity. I don't think that's how that works. And even then, would that hurt? I don't know if it would hurt to be liquefied into butter. It didn't look like it took too long. Yeah, I don't know. So that'll go to I don't know. Now, Celeste. This is a weird one to rate because the last part of it, the actual part where she dies, is the best part. Because having a giant fire truck fall on you will probably equal instantaneous death, which should place you into S, because instantaneous death is the one thing you probably want the most. I'm not taking it from her point of view either, because she obviously would rank it like if it was the first part, she'd like put it here, but the fire kind of makes this tough. It's just a burning alive part, then it'll be here, because burning alive sounds like a terrible way to go. And it was slow, you could tell she was like sweating, no visible burns or anything like that. So the fire is clearly not hot enough. I feel like I had to put it in the middle of the pack though, because it's just, the fire truck makes it easier. It lets her get out scot-free. At least from my perspective, if I was in her shoes, I'd be thankful for the fire truck, which is probably why Monokuma would even give me the fire truck, but that's not in question today. Yeah, B tier I think is good. First half, terrible. Second half redeems it though. We'll do both of these at the same time, because they're both after school lesson. Also, I'm realizing I forgot about matter. If they're counting Mukuro, which it seems like they are, if we're including Mukuro probably here too. I don't really, this was kind of hard to gauge. She clearly lived long enough after the spears like stabbed her, so clearly she felt pain. She was like downright twitching. At the same time, if you had like that many spears like jammed into you, I feel like you'd probably go into shock in real life. So yeah, I think B is reasonable. It's, if you die quicker, it's B. If not, C, but it's probably B. Now going back to these two, after school lesson, Makoto, Kyoko. Kyoko's an S. This is instantaneous death. I know the lead up is like nerve-wracking. Sure, even if it's a little nerve-wracking, like no actual harm is being done to you. Maybe you pee your pants, you consider that harm. That don't count though. As for Makoto, this here is finally getting its reveal. The haha fuck you Monokuma tier. I know. Shocking. This tier is pretty much exclusively reserved for the times where Monokuma just completely, like, the intended punishment does not go as planned, and it fails. There's not that many examples of that, but, like, I mean, this is the literal first one. Alter Ego saved Makoto in his specific version of the execution. If we're going with the theoretical bad ending, Kyoko gets pasted, but Makoto doesn't. Since Makoto gets to live, and he literally just continues with the rest of the story, yep, it's at the top. Even if you were to try to make it more realistic and be like, oh, you break your neck or whatever, the trash probably would, like at least cushion your fall somewhat. It would hurt, probably bruise a little bit, but that's better than dying. And hey, look, Kyoko save you, Kyoko save you. He lived, so he gets that. I'm realizing, did I skipped an execution here? I just realized. Alter ego. My fault, alter ego. uh, yeah, this is a little weird to rank, and I think maybe it should be here, but I'm gonna still rate it regardless. See, the thing is, the alter ego has the giant crane where it smashes into the like laptop repeatedly, and then it turns into a ball. If we're going off of what is seen, it is hitting with enough force to not kill, but to hurt, which means that it should be here. But if an actual crane attacked you, you'd probably immediately die. I'm not going to put it in S because of the possibility that you don't, but A, I think, is a very fair rating. With all that being said, yeah, alter ego A. We got, I believe, just one more from DR1. Yes, we do. It is Junko. This one's weird. I'm gonna have to put it here because it's doing all the other executions, and those all definitely hurt like hell. But like, there's various times where she should have died, but just didn't. Like, she should have died when the fire truck fell on her. She probably should have died at the 100 blows if she was taking as many hits as Leon. The 100 blows, 1,000 blows. The cage still doesn't make any sense. I mean, she doesn't turn into butter regardless. And yeah, the excavator, she just got whacked by it and seemed to be enjoying it. If it was just the last part, it would be S tier because, again, after school lesson, it was an instant kill, and it clearly was the case for Junko too. But as it stands, yeah, I don't know how to rank that. It kind of doesn't make sense. Now, let's talk about 2, where the first execution would be Monami, which would just be the gunfire execution. She just got, I believe this is the one where it just got shot. Exisal was 3. What are they called, mono beasts? I think that also might be V3. I don't remember. But the things that guard the islands, she just got gunned down by one of them, didn't she? And if that's the case, with the amount of fire that she sustained, she would have gone instantly if it was a regular person. So if that happened to me, probably S tier. All the off chance, so guns do not ever equal instant death, but they often will, but the chance of it not being instant death would leave it as being very bad, like grievously wounded and you're just in pain. So I did actually originally put an S tier when I first recorded this, but I'm gonna actually bump it down to A tier because I just realized the chance of this actually not killing you, that hurts a lot. Now we're gonna go to Teru, who is one of the 3 characters who gets cooked, because Celeste was getting cooked alive. Teru got cooked alive as well. Teru's version is kind of hard to rank because there's a lot of factors here. Okay, I think we have to ignore the first part of the execution with the flowering and egg wash part, because realistically that does nothing. So if we're left with just the volcano part, when I looked it up, volcanoes, if you were to step in one, I believe that generally speaking you would immediately set on fire, which I thought might be instantaneous death, but no, it wouldn't be apparently. It would not just vaporize you. I think that the temperature, I guess, is not high enough. But as it stands, you would still be in immense pain. You will still die, but immense pain. You'd be cooked alive, effectively. But then the other problem is that if you were dropped from the height that Teru was dropped in, depending on the state of matter that the lava is in, because lava is unique, And to be fair, is even only water, that lava that's like the water also acts like this, but from the height you just dropped, the lava might have the, like, I believe the surface tension of lava will probably just make it act like concrete, and if that is the case, he probably would just die instantly. But then we have to take another thing into account, which is what we saw on screen when he did get executed. Clearly the surface tension was not enough for that to happen, so I don't know how to rank this. If the surface tension is high enough, then it'd probably be here, because you'd probably just die instantly. If it isn't, then it'd probably be here, because being cooked alive is terrible. As it stands, he'll be in the I don't know how that works tier. And then the next execution will be Peko. Now there's a genuine question you have to ask here. Is Fuyuhiko included in the execution? And if he is it specifically Fuyuhiko, or is it just someone you're close to? Because that does change this quite a bit. I'm not going to put it in here, but at baseline, I'm going to leave it in C. Getting snapped to death is pretty bad, and I mean, similar to Mukuro, I think that you would eventually just enter shock, but I think that Pekko's was slightly worse. At the same time, if it was Fuyuhiko, I like Fuyuhiko, and I think it would be a shame to see him die, so it'll probably drop here. And if it was someone that I really did care about, then it would definitely go in F tier. As it stands, it's in C tier, though. Next would be... Is Mikon next? I believe it's Mikon, because it's the triple murder next. Yeah, I don't know how this one works. Everyone hates this one anyways, so it's big arm launch into space. Yeah, I cannot fathom a way that this functionally kills someone. It doesn't work the same way as liftoff did, or what was it, launch off, whatever it was called. Doesn't work like that one. There's no re-entry, and even if there was a re-entry, it would be definitely worse. If it's just getting launched into space, but that really isn't communicated, so I don't think that's it either. This one just doesn't make sense. Like, I get the point, because Mikon doesn't like big things or syringes or whatever, but as an actual functional execution tool, this does not make sense. It fails at every turn to make any bit of sense. Then we have Gundam Tanaka. See, this one originally, I thought would be higher ranked, because I was like, oh, you probably would die pretty quickly if you're like gored by like a bunch of like rampaging like wildebeest or whatever they are. But when I was researching, they were bringing up concerns of like maybe you'll get suffocated and you wouldn't actually die to just the wounds. Which then made me realize this is definitely not upper half material, this is lower half material. On top of that, he clearly lived long enough to pick up his head to look at the Devas, so this is definitively D tier. It sucks, and clearly not very fun. Who else? Chiaki. Chiaki joins Kyoko in the S tier. The first part is similar to After School in that it doesn't actually kill, but it's worse a little bit than After School, because like there's active running and there's like the torpedo missiles and the saw Pac-Man, but the Tetris part's kind of just instantaneous. Like, it's the build-up again from like After School. Like, it's After School with extra steps, but like those they're like concrete Tetris blocks. They are making very chunky, crispy noises. So I think that those things are heavy, and if that is the case, you would immediately perish. This is not kind of the anime version, for the record. If this is the anime Chiaki, they would go all the way to F tier, but like that game Chiaki is an S tier. That's a not bad way to go, considering that it's pretty instant. And this one, the AI jump cut, yeah, that doesn't make sense. It's still kind of all over the place. Like, if like Sailor Moon or like Madoka card capture Sakura was to like execute you, like how would that hurt? I don't think that would. I don't know. Okay, two things. One, I don't know why they would do that. That sounds kind of. I don't know what you would do to make any of those three magic girls angry at you enough to like do that. But even if they were, and I think this actually is the case for I think this is the case for Monami too, or Usami. I don't think that this song is making me annoyed. I don't think that Usami would have made this painful. Maybe, I mean, she hates Junko though, so maybe it would make sense. At the same time, I don't get how it works. Like, is it just, if it's like what it appears like, it probably sucks because you're basically just getting cut. You're getting quartered. I like the way that it was done. Kind of makes it seem like she's like, I don't, not de-atomizing you. If it was de-atomizing you, it'd be like really high because then it'd be like, oh, well, it probably doesn't hurt much. I don't know how to rank it. Well, I give up. Whatever. Who cares? I ate a. It's her turn. This is the other one that I think most people say is really bad, and I agree. Kaida's execution definitely seems like it sucks. So there's the end part doesn't matter where she gets crushed. That's like same thing for a couple other characters. It's just desecration for the sake of it. But the first part. See, the problem is, being hung on its own sucks. But then there's the other thing, which is that he made it worse, Monokuma, because it's hanging, and then it's, I'm gonna stop when you're probably losing consciousness and force you to rest on these piano tiles, and then do it again, and then do it, stop, and then do it again, and then stop, and then do it again, which means that is like agony incarnate. This is F tier. There is no way that you could try to justify this as being better than the other ones. I think the only argument you can make is what if you actually do pass out, or what if it does actually break your neck, but I don't think either of those are in the books in the situation, so F. Next is Kirumi. This one I think gets gassed up a lot. I think this one gets gassed. Like to all out. It is bad, sure, but are we forgetting? It ends with giant fall that is probably instantaneous. I think that it's probably it's either C or D, because the end part is instant. The bad part here is the rose thorn like vine going all the way to the top. And then the saw blades. I suppose that probably should make it D. That probably is D tier, yeah, sure. Next we get to the double murder, which is Korekio, which this is going to be shocking, because I don't think a lot of people talk about this one. Probably because it's kind of odd and isn't really like super... I say it's not super graphic, but I'm pretty sure it was like crying blood in the execution. He was cooked alive, and it was clearly not going fast enough for... I know Lemon already intended to do that, but like... The only reason it seemed to speed up was that Monodam threw himself into the flames. He was cooking slow. He was getting stewed. They were making a goddamn brisket with that dude. As it stands, that part is already really bad and deserves F tier, but then there's the other part of it, which we have to ask another question. You're gonna get salted by Monokuma regardless in this situation, which is you're getting burned in the afterlife. There's the other question. Are you getting assaulted by Korekio's sister specifically? Or are you getting assaulted by someone you care about? Either way... Well, actually, if it was Korekio's sister, I wouldn't really care, because, like, who cares? If it was your loved one, it would be, like, probably, like, turbo F tier, but as it stands, regardless, it's still F tier, because it sucks either way. You got burned into nothingness, and then burned after... when you're in the afterlife as a spirit. This sucks way more than people give it credit for. Gonta. Now, Gonta is a bit of an interesting one, because I think, again, people don't really talk about this one. Look. People don't think this one is probably that bad, because Gonta was toughing it out really hard. But, like, Brother is built differently. Brother is not built the same as you and me. He loves those insects. You probably wouldn't want to be seen. upset or like wincing in pain at them. He probably doesn't like the idea of of acknowledging that an insect could hurt him. Goto not the type of guy to want to. Like I said, brother does not. He's built differently than us. We are not on the same scale as him when it comes to this. Him having no reaction to 4 quadrillion wasp stings. That you're not gonna act like that. You're gonna be crying at the like third wasp bullet shot at you, man. On top of that, there's also the other part, which is the giant cool bug that kills the mono kids, which is cool, but that's not. I'm not counting that part. We're specifically looking at the Gonta part of it, which still sucks because he got impaled by it. Frankly speaking, I feel like the Monotaro got an easier way out than Gonta did. Then there's the other part. Gonta was then set afire. I'm gonna be honest, actually, I'm starting to convince myself that this is F tier. They kind of did like they did so many steps in this for no reason. Like the only other executions that had this many steps were like base Junko and like Chiaki's. What other character? Kirumi also had something similar. There's 3 steps. It's Hornets, Impale, and then there's the Fire. This is just burn and burn. This one's just hanging. This is just baseball. This one has the same amount of steps because it's Rose Thorns plus Saw Blades plus Fall. Junko's had all the executions, so that has more parts. This is aside from Junko, this is the highest amount of parts per execution. So this one just sucks, and it's so odd because I feel like I don't feel like he deserved it. It feels like Monokuma hated Gonta. Like he's like, why did this idiot live this far? I hate him. It's so bizarre. Next is Kaito. Kaito is the same as Jin Kirigiri's because it's just the same execution, but there's a change because he did not die to re-entry. He died to his own illness. And frankly speaking, I know that plot-wise people will some people might argue like, oh, that it's only a plot-wise like fucking Monokuma situation, but like, no. I would personally be happy in the situation he was in. If I was in a death game and then I got to see the outer space one time before I go, and it like I would be like honestly pretty ecstatic. I'd be like Kaito. I'd be like a little kid about it. I'd be like, dang, that's a cool wish to fulfill. I got to see space, and I'd go happily. I think this deserves to be in this tier pretty handedly, pretty good. Then we have this one. These are the same execution. Also, I didn't mention this, but this is really laggy. I have no reason, like, no idea why. Heavy because of the 3 people who survived the execution. I don't even know. This so goddamn laggy and crunchy, the movement. The recording isn't lagging, it's just this file specifically. Like, I'll drop it. See, smooth. But yeah, as it stands, Smokey's S tier. It's just a giant boulder falling on her and instantly killing her. Yeah, that's S tier. It's instant. She might be upset about it, but like if I had to die, yeah, sure, not a bad way to go. Frankly, this is probably like I have more faith in this dying to this than Chiaki's. Also, now we have to look at the other part of the execution, which is the survivors, Shuichi, Himeko, and Maki. Kibo intentionally left them alive. So by nature, I mean they didn't get the punishment they were supposed to. So it goes in this tier. You survived. So yeah, there is the tier list of executions and how enjoyable they'd be to go through. Take that as you will. Now, before you head off, everyone heads off. I stopped the recording. Danganronpa videos. Thank you guys for the support on the Danganronpa videos. It means a lot to me. I didn't expect those videos to get as many views as they did. You guys seem to really enjoy the thumbnails. I'm happy you did. It came to me in a dream, literally. So take that as you will. So I want to say I don't really know how much more Danganronpa videos I'm gonna make. I have a couple of shorts that I'll probably make in relation to Danganronpa, but I don't know how. I don't know if I'm gonna continue. Like, I don't know how much I can continue making these videos, largely because I don't really have any ideas. It's not that I don't want to. I just can't think of anything. So if you have an idea for a Danganronpa video, you could throw it my way, and if I like it, I would not mind doing it. Regardless of that does not mean that it is over forever. Do not mourn yet. I'm not dead. I will be streaming 3x3. Wow, I'll be streaming 2x2 when that comes out. So when that does come out, make sure to keep the finger on the pulse. I will be streaming it over here on this YouTube channel as well as twitch.tv/Shinobu. It is in the description. If you want to subscribe to the Twitch, you can do it there. If you want to just keep it on YouTube, that also works. I have some short ideas that will have Danganronpa in it. So yeah, I enjoy those short form content. Don't really have much else to say. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you again for the support. Bye bye.